If you've ever felt intimidated or confused by credit scores, you are far from alone. Most of us grow up without a single class on how credit works, only to reach adulthood and realize that 3 digits on a screen can decide whether we get approved for an apartment, a credit card, an auto loan, or a mortgage. And right at the center of this financial ecosystem is Experian, one of the 3 major credit bureaus. People often worry that opening a credit card or simply checking their score will ruin their credit history, or they feel overwhelmed by mysterious formulas and conflicting advice. Today, we are going to break down the Experian credit score from absolute zero. To understand Experian, we first need to clear up what a credit bureau actually is. Experian isn't a government agency and it doesn't lend you money directly. Instead, Experian is a credit reporting agency, a company that collects financial data about how you handle debt and credit obligations. Lenders like banks, credit card issuers, auto dealers, and mortgage companies voluntarily report your borrowing activity to Experian, as well as to the other 2 main bureaus, Equifax and TransUnion. A common question beginners ask is why their score might look slightly different depending on where they check it. The reason is simple. Experian provides the underlying data, but different lenders use different versions of scoring models. For instance, the base FICO score 8 ranges from 300 to 850, where a score between 670 and 739 is considered good, 740 to 799 is very good, and 800 or above is exceptional. On the other hand, Vantage score 3.0 uses the same 300 to 850 scale, but weights certain criteria slightly differently. So, how does Experian actually arrive at that number? Your credit score is calculated using 5 core pillars, and knowing their individual weight allows you to focus your energy where it makes the biggest impact. The single largest factor, making up 35% of your score, is your payment history. This answers one straightforward question for lenders. Do you pay your bills on time? Every time you pay a credit card bill, student loan, personal loan, or mortgage on time, a positive checkmark is logged on your report. Conversely, a single payment that is 30 days late or more can knock dozens of points off your score and stay on your credit history for up to 7 years. The fear many beginners have is that making a mistake once permanently ruins their credit, but that isn't true. The second most impactful factor, accounting for 30% of your score, is your credit utilization, also known as amounts owed. This represents the proportion of your available credit limit that you are currently using. For example, if you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and you carry a balance of $300, your credit utilization ratio is 30%. A common myth is that you need to carry a balance month to month and pay interest to build credit. That is completely false. You can pay your statement balance in full every single month, avoid paying a penny in interest, and still build fantastic credit. As a general benchmark, keeping your overall credit utilization below 30% is good, but keeping it below 10% is ideal for maximizing your score. The third factor is the length of your credit history, which makes up 15% of your score. Lenders like to see a proven track record. This factor looks at the age of your oldest account, the age of your newest account, and the average age of all your open accounts combined. This is why financial experts often advise against closing your oldest credit card, even if you rarely use it. Keeping that account open maintains the average age of your credit history. If you are just starting out with 0 credit history, don't worry. Everyone starts at the beginning, and as time passes, this factor naturally works in your favor. The remaining 20% is split equally between 2 factors, new credit applications at 10% and your credit mix at 10%. New credit refers to how many times you have recently applied for credit. When you formally apply for a new loan or credit card, the lender performs a hard inquiry on your Experian report. A hard inquiry usually drops your score by just a few points temporarily, recovering within a few months. However, applying for multiple credit cards or loans in a very short window signals to lenders that you might be in financial distress, which can lower your score more noticeably. This is very different from a soft inquiry, which happens when you check your own score through Experian or when an employer runs a background check. Now that you know the mechanics, let's focus on the actionable takeaways you can implement right away to build and maintain a top-tier Experian credit score. First, set up automatic payments for at least the minimum amount due on every single account you hold. Since payment history is 35% of your score, automating this step eliminates the risk of missing a due date due to life getting busy. Paying the full statement balance every month is the target for avoiding interest, but auto-paying the minimum ensures you never suffer a late payment penalty on your report. Second, if you have no credit history at all, look into beginner-friendly entry points. A secured credit card is one of the best tools available. With a secured card, you provide a refundable cash deposit, say $200 or $500, which usually becomes your credit limit. You use the card for small everyday purchases like gas or groceries, pay it off in full each month, and the issuer reports those positive payments directly to Experian. Third, practice strategic balance management. If you notice your credit utilization creeping above 30%, you don't necessarily have to spend less. You can make 2 payments per month instead of 1. Paying down your credit card balance a few days before your statement closing date ensures that the balance reported to Experian is much lower, instantly optimizing your utilization ratio. Building a strong Experian credit score is not a mystery, nor is it a trick reserved for financial experts. It is simply the cumulative result of simple, repeatable habits: paying every bill on time, keeping your balances low relative to your limits, keeping older accounts active, and applying for new credit only when you genuinely need it. By taking control of these fundamentals today, you turn your credit score from something you fear into a powerful tool that unlocks lower interest rates, better financial opportunities, and long-term peace of mind.